So the final half hour, we're going to focus on personal leadership. We're going to focus on personal leadership. In The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, there was a story. And one Sunday night, I'll just wait till everyone gets their headphones on. So, in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, okay, should we start? So in The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, there was a story of a father. And one Sunday night, this father was reading his newspaper. And the father had a little boy, probably the same age as my little boy. And the father wanted to read the newspaper, and the little boy wanted to play with his father. And the little boy said, "Dad, let's play, let's have some fun." And the little boy asked his dad to play, and the father was too busy reading the newspaper. Are we okay with the translation? Okay. So the father was too busy reading the newspaper, and the father got an idea. The father saw there was a picture of the globe in that newspaper, so he tore it out and he ripped it up into many tiny shreds. And he handed it to the little boy, and he said, "Here, son, go put this back together," thinking it would take his son quite a while to do it. But children come to us more highly evolved than adults to teach us the lessons we need to learn. And after only 1 minute, the little boy came back and the globe was perfectly back together. And the father couldn't believe it. He said, "Son, how did you do that?" And the little boy looked up at his dad and he said, "Dad, on the other side of the globe, there was a picture of a person. And Dad, once I got the person together, the world was okay." So the point I want to share with you is to get to world class in your business. Become a world class human being. We live in a world where we have forgotten that when you are happy, you will be a happier business person. When you are more excellent in your thinking, you will be more excellent in your work. So I wanted to spend the last half an hour sharing the things that the best performing business people do to be more successful as human beings. Is that okay? So the first thing I wanted to share with you is, number one, build a personal bubble. Build a personal bubble. What do I mean by that is, it means surround yourself with a personal shield and remember that you become your environment. You become your environment. So I suggest that you surround yourself only with people who are playing at excellence. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people who want to be world class at what they do. Don't watch anything negative. I don't know how many of you spend a lot of time watching TV or watching the news, but I see a lot of business people going to sleep after they've watched the news. Or they wake up in the morning and the first thing they do, rather than preparing their minds for peak performance, a lot of people get up in the morning and the first thing they do is they read the newspaper. Or the first thing they do in the morning is they watch the news. And when you put negative information in your mind, that is going to affect your mindset and it's going to affect the way that you feel. Does that make sense? So Tiger Woods, before the big tournament, doesn't go, "Let me see what's on CNN. Let me see how many people were killed in this accident. Let me see how many people went to sleep hungry last night. Let me see all the news." Tiger Woods does what? He focuses, and he puts the best information in his mind. Here's one of the most important things I'll share with you. You are a professional athlete on the playing field of business. Put the best information in your mind every morning and put the best information in your mind every night. Please write this down. The first thought you think in the morning and the last thought you think before you go to sleep determines what happens in between those two thoughts. Does that make sense? The first thought you think in the morning and the last thought you think before you go to sleep influence what happens in between those two thoughts. So you want to start your day in gratitude. You want to start your day focusing on something positive. You want to start your day thinking about what's good about your life, what's great about your work. How many people wake up in the morning and their first thought is a negative thought? How many people go to sleep at night and the thought you think just before you go to sleep is a negative thought? Before you go to sleep, you want to drop good seeds into your subconscious mind. Before you go to sleep, you want to command yourself to dream about good things. You don't want to watch the news. So build a shield or personal bubble around yourself so that you only allow good information into your mind. Does that make sense? Very important, because the thoughts around you and the people around you either elevate your energy or bring down your energy. So you want to surround, and you have personal responsibility over your environment. A lot of people say, well, he made me feel bad. He made me feel angry. Oh, it's because of my environment that I have no energy. No, you're not a victim. You're choosing to allow that to happen. How many of us say, oh, I was with this teammate and he made me feel frustrated. He made me feel angry. Can anyone really make you feel anything? You made yourself feel that. So take responsibility for your environment. Take personal responsibility for your thinking. Number 2, play with superstars. In my book, The Greatness Guide, I say you become who you drink coffee with. So if you surround yourself with excellent people, you will begin to think like excellent people. So surround yourself with people who are more successful than you are. Number 3, learn your way through these turbulent times. Learn your way through these turbulent times. Learning is the antidote to change. So learn, 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 learn. How many people love to read by show of hands? How many? Fantastic. How many people buy more books than you'll ever read in a lifetime? Fantastic. You're building your library. When I go to into a house of someone worth $1 billion, they say after dinner, I want to show you not my Ferrari collection, not my art collection. They say, Robin, I want to show you my library. Build a library. Read great books. And I want to mention something because some people were wondering about the books that I recommend. So if you go to my website, robinsharma.com, you will see a list of the books I recommend that you read. Read those books. Secondly, we have partnered with ISIF, and we have put together a special site for each one of you. How many people in this room would like to take the ideas you've learned here today and the inspiration you feel here today to build a great business, to build a great life with you when you leave out the door in half an hour? Okay, great. How many people would like to bring me home with you so I can inspire you every day? Well, here's what we've done. If you go to www.robinsharma.com, please write this down, www.robinsharma.com / right? Can we go to the, right? You know what I mean by / ISIF, Robin Sharma, www.robinsharma.com / ISIF. Here's what we'll do. Number 1, you're going to get a 12-week subscription to Robin Sharma TV. So 12 weeks for free. You're going to get video clips of me. You've seen those? You're going to get those. Secondly, is there anyone who is interested in, how many people listen to audio programs in your car, on your iPod? Who listens to audio books, audio programs? Excellent, excellent. Would anyone like to get a 1-hour audio program of me sharing what I've learned in 15 years working with leaders from Nike, IBM, General Electric, FedEx, Panasonic? Yes? Okay, now let me ask you a question. How about if I give it to you for free? Again, www.robinsharma.com/ISIF. You get the audio download. It's called Extraordinary Leadership. Download it for your team. Play it for your team. Play it for your family. Play it for people around you. So you develop the people around you. And then you can also get my newsletter. Secondly, Twitter. Who's following me on Twitter? What is Twitter? Twitter is it's an online social network. Basically today, I've sent five ideas or 6 ideas in one sentence to help you play at your best. So you go to twitter.com, and you put in Robin Sharma, right? Just Google Twitter Robin Sharma, and you'll find Twitter. And you basically get coached by me 5 or 6 times a day because I'm sending you ideas right on your mobile. So when you're getting discouraged, when you're getting tired, when you're losing focus, you get inspiration from me. So, okay? So that's a resource. Sometimes I show pictures, sometimes I do. So you can follow me in my life on Twitter. How much is it? Free. So, what else? One of the best things I can share with you here today is to get fit like an athlete. Get fit like an athlete. I know there's someone from Israel here today. In the Hebrew tradition, they say, when we are young, we would sacrifice our health for wealth. And when we get old and discover what life is all about, we would sacrifice all of our wealth for one day of good health. Here's what I mean by that. Most people take their health for granted until they lose it. Don't be so busy building your business that you lose your health along the way. As a matter of fact, if you are really serious about being best in the world at what you do, world class, make it a priority when you leave here in 25 minutes to work on your physical fitness. When you get into excellent physical condition, you will have far more energy. And energy is really what you want to manage every day. Because if you have no energy, you can't meet people. You can't meet with customers. You can't build your team. You can't read. You can't be excellent. You can't innovate. So manage your energy. And one of the best ways to manage your energy is to get into your best physical condition. I'm reading a book right now. It actually says, it's called Spark. And it actually talks about how when you exercise, you actually build more neuro connections. When you exercise, you can actually improve your brain functioning. So if you exercise, you will have more energy. You will be smarter, and you're a very smart audience. You will have more stamina. Also, did you know that when you exercise, there's a release of endorphins? You know what endorphins are? Endorphins are your body's naturally occurring opiates. Right? Duh. You'll feel better. You'll feel happier. So you'll be smiling more. You'll have more passion. Okay? When you exercise, you will live longer. So get fit like an athlete. Make it one of your key goals to exercise. When I exercise, I usually do it in the morning, and I listen to my iPod, and I listen to books on leadership. I listen to motivation. I listen to goals. I listen to innovators. I listen to autobiographies, and that gets me inspired. Here's something most business people don't do. Most business people are so busy climbing their mountains, they never stop to ask if they're climbing the right mountains. The best business people have staggering clarity about their goals, hopes, and dreams. Jack Welch said that he would call, let me challenge you. Jack Welch said that his team knew the goals of General Electric. They knew their objectives. They knew their mission so clearly that if he called them up at 3 in the morning, in their sleep, they would be able to say what the mission was and what the goals were. If I called you up tonight at 3 in the morning and I asked you, my friends from ISIF, what are the 3 things that need to happen between now and December 31st so this has been your best 4 months of your work life to date? Can you say them? If I were to call you at 3 in the morning tonight and asked you what 5 things need to happen between now and the end of 2010 for 2010 to be the year that you took your business and you took your life to a whole new level of leadership, could you recite those 5 things? If I were to ask you what 5 things need to happen between now and the last day of your life for you to feel you have lived an extraordinary life, do you know those right now? Because clarity precedes mastery. Once you know with intimate and acute detail about what your goals are, what your mission is, what your values are, then every day, rather than going through life with your eyes asleep in a walking coma, you open up your eyes and you know what you need to do. And you have great levels of focus. I'm not perfect. I'm no guru. But if you were to ask me, what are the 5 things that need to happen between now and the last day of my life? I call it my big 5. I can tell you the 5 things that need to happen. I have already listed my goals for 2010, personally and professionally. I have a mission statement written down. I know exactly what my life stands for. If you were to ask me what are my values, I know my values. And I reconnect to those things almost every morning. So make the time to think. Write in a journal. Write about how you want to be remembered when you're not here. Write about what you want your personal life to look like when you get to your dreams. Write about your goals. Write about your fears. When you start to pour your fears out on a piece of paper, they lose their power over you. Because it's the fact that you don't know about your fears that they own you. Once you start to write about your fears, you start to own your fears. That awareness is where you create the transformation. So make the time to think. In this busy world where people don't take the time to be quiet anymore, be thoughtful. Think about your goals. Read the great works of literature. I remember one of my favorite pieces of literature is from Tolstoy. Has anyone read the short story from Tolstoy called How Much Land Does a Man Need? Has anyone read that short story? I'll summarize it very quickly. Basically, there was a man who wanted everything. He realized at the end of his life, all he needed was 6 feet from head to toe. And the point is, make the time to think about what's most important so you don't get to the end and realize you forgot about that. KMF, what does KMF mean? It means keep moving forward. If you get knocked down, get back up. Keep moving forward. You get discouraged, if you get your nose bloodied, if something doesn't work out, if a problem happens, you get up, you ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? And you keep moving forward. It is stunning how far you can get in your career. It is stunning how far you will get in your business with ISIF if you just don't give up. When you get knocked down, get back up. When people start to criticize you, get back up. When people say no, you keep on going. Fast. What's fasting? Fasting Fasting is just eat less food. How many people want to live longer? If you want, excellent. If you want to, so eat less, live more. Eat less, live more. When you eat less food, you'll have more energy. When you eat less food, you'll live longer. And eat to win. Your diet affects your energy, and your diet affects your moods. So eat like an athlete. Drink lots of water. Have a good breakfast. And try not to eat after 8 o'clock at night.